The third round of the British Rally Championship starts in the evening sunshine on the Isle of Man, with 3 days of tough and challenging stages ahead.
50, left 5, and tightens the 3 plus in.
Local man Mark Higgins is very much the local hero too. He's won this event 3 times and arrives here leading the championship with an unprecedented 3rd consecutive crown in his sights this year. But standing between him and his place in history is 26-year-old Guy Wilkes. He's shared the season's wins and disappointments with Higgins and staked his claim for this victory with an early lead. Close behind him, very close, and relegating Higgins to 3rd place was the fast and competitive Gwyndaf Evans, looking to overcome the disappointment of 2 mechanically induced retirements at the last 2 events. Back from China on the crest of a 3-event winning wave, David Higgins has had almost no time for testing and development in his Toyota and was paying the price from the start, struggling against the wayward handling on the tight and twisty spectator stages to be in 4th place at the end of the opening day. Day 2 is the big one on the Isle of Man. 11 stages, 93 miles, and the perfect moment for Mark Higgins to make his big push and stamp his authority on his home event. But right from the opening miles, it was clear that it wasn't going his own way, and he struggled to keep the Subaru on the same pace as the Mitsubishis. Flat out, and then some, Higgins was losing a second a mile to his rivals and had started praying for rain. Not a forlorn hope, since the unpredictable, changeable climate had always been one of the big challenges on this event. Guy Wilkes would have known for certain that the Higgins attack would be launched today and had his answer ready. He too started fast and immediately began adding to his string of stage wins. He cleaned all 4 yesterday. Wilkes, Evans, Higgins, it said on the timesheets, all through the opening day. And now it was saying the same on day 2. Evans here, remember, looking to put his first points on the board for this year and chasing his teammates' 1st place, though he couldn't close the gap. But suddenly, Higgins could. After 3 stages, he raised his game, and the Welshman's 2nd place was under threat. Guy Wilkes couldn't let up. His only 2 rivals were battling each other, and he was having to drive it flat out everywhere just to keep a lead of a few seconds over his teammate. Though Higgins was further back, 20 seconds isn't a big margin, and it only needs a puncture to change everything, as Evans found out. It came near the end of a stage and it wasn't total disaster, but suddenly Higgins was on him and the margin was less than 2 seconds. David Higgins was still 4th in his Toyota, still fighting the steering wheel and fighting a losing battle against an overheating problem as well. And then came the rain that most drivers had been fearing and Mark Higgins had been waiting for. With Mitsubishi's power advantage wiped away, and on treacherous stages he knows better than anyone, he launched his attack on 2nd place.
Left 4 fast. 70. Left 5 maybe. 300. 5 maybe. 300.
This should have been the moment that Evans lost 2nd spot, and Wilkes came under pressure, but instead it all went wrong for Higgins. Landing badly from a jump, the Subaru flipped into a 360 and slid into a ditch. And with no one around to help them out, it was game over for Higgins. It was all very sudden, but luckily Higgins and co-driver Rory Kennedy were unhurt. It caused little damage to the car, but it made a big hole in Higgins' hopes for a home win and that championship triple. With Higgins out, Mitsubishi team orders were more or less inevitable. Wilkes hammered out a fast opening stage on the final day to put the matter beyond any doubt, and then cruised through the final 7 stages to take his 2nd win of the year and move his title challenge right into frame. But there was still one more championship drama to act out. Rob Swan started the final stage in third place, but with a margin of just 0.2 of a second over Wyn Humphries. And he and his teammate really needed the podium finish. If he beat Swan, he would lead the championship by a single point. And if he didn't, then Guy Wilkes would be in charge. He ran the 11 miles of the final stage 0.8 of a second faster than Swan to be third by 0.6. This was a proper champagne celebration for him and for event winner Guy Wilkes and Gwyndaf Evans taking his first finish of the season.